Good morning, everyone. I would call the Committee on Economic Development to order. Madame the Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Palomero. Commissioner Baker McCormick. Commissioner Kinlock.
Present.
Commissioner Clementi. Here. Commissioner Baydoun. Commissioner Anderson. Chair Hattis.
Present.
You have a quorum present.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't have no remark, but I just would say, go Lion. Well, I'm telling you, I tell you, all this it's first time I start say go Lion. We overdue for it. It's beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Next item, please.
B, Chair's remarks.
I have
C, approval of the October 8th, 2024 meeting minutes.
motion in order. Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those who agree signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Next item, please.
D, unfinished business. There is none listed.
Thank you. Next.
Item 1, under new business, forwarding a copy of the City Council's Neighborhood Enterprise Zone Resolution adopted on September 17, 2024.
We have 10 items for receive and file. We'll take those under one motion in the end, if no objection. Okay, next item.
Item 2, forwarding notification that the Detroit City Council Planning and Economic Development Standing Committee scheduled a public hearing on October 24th, 2024 to establish a commercial redevelopment district in the area of 2930 Jefferson Avenue.
Any question on item 2? Here none. Next item, please.
Item 3, forwarding notification that the Detroit City Council Planning and Economic Development Standing Committee scheduled a public hearing on October 24th, 2024 to approve a commercial rehabilitation certificate in the area of 3445 Russell Street.
Any question on item 3? Here none. Next item, please.
Item 4, forwarding notification that the Detroit City Council Planning and Economic Development Standing Committee scheduled a public hearing on October 24th, 2024 to establish a commercial facilities exemption certificate in the area of 1435 Randolph Street.
Any question on item 4? Hearing none. Next item, please.
Item 5, forwarding notification that the Detroit City Council Planning and Economic Development Standing Committee scheduled a public hearing on October 24th, 2024 to establish a commercial redevelopment district in the area of 9602 East Jefferson Avenue.
Any question on item 5? Hearing none. Next item, please.
Item 6, forwarding notification master plan.
Any question on item 6? Hearing none. Next item, please.
Item 7, forwarding notification that the board scheduled an informational meeting for November 13th, 2024, and the Wayne City Council scheduled an informational meeting for December 3rd, 2024.
Any question on item 7? Hearing none. Next item, please.
Item 8, forwarding report on all of its projects and initiatives that were implemented throughout Wayne County for fiscal years 2021 through 2022 and 2022 through 2023.
Any question on item 8? Seeing none. Next item, please. Yes, Commissioner McCormick.
Make some highlights of what was in the report.
Highlight on item 8.
Commissioner, can you make sure your microphone's on?
Just brief highlights.
Yep. Good
Thank
morning, Director of Economic Development, Hassan Sheikh.
DeLorean Helms, Economic Vitality Division Director. So to go into some brief highlights for this report, we had the ERAP, the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, where we were able to help over 5,100 residents of Wayne County who may have had back due utilities, other bills, or even rent. From our business attraction and retention efforts, we had various incentive programs where we worked with local municipalities to talk about the various incentives available for businesses to attract businesses here, but also to maintain business here in Wayne County as well as growing and growth. For retail studies, we completed 42 community retail studies for all the communities in Wayne County, with the exception of the city of Detroit, since they have DGC who did theirs. From brownfield cleanup, we were able to issue brownfield cleanup for various properties throughout Wayne County. For the regional collaboration studies, for Region 10, we worked to do the sustainability study, which eventually led to Sustainability and Innovation Division being created, as well as currently working on the Region 10 Defense Strategy. From the small business side, we were able to award roughly 1,000 grants to businesses and small businesses in Wayne County in 21-22 that totaled about $15.7 million. And then we had 26 ARPA projects that came through the department.
Thank you.
Any other question? Item 8. Not, next item, please.
Item 9, forwarding a report on allocated emergency rental assistance program funds and the ERAP Vulnerable Resident Support Program for the fiscal year 2022 through 2023.
Any question on item 9? Hearing none, next, please.
Item 10, forwarding a report on allocated emergency rental assistance program funds and the ERAP Vulnerable Resident Program for fiscal year 2023 through 2024.
Any question on item 10? Hearing none, I think we have receive and file item 1 to item 10, motion be in order.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? Mr. Anderson.
Just a quick question to ask. If internally, has there ever been any assessment of the loss of tax revenue on all of the, some of the ones at the beginning, where there's different exemption certificates, and where there's taxes no longer going to be collected or reduced or at least affected? Has there been any internal studies on that?
Can I ask which specific ones you're talking about so I can figure out whether or not there's which,
We have a commercial rehabilitation certificate, facilities exemption certificate, development standing committee was another commercial redevelopment district. So they're scattered all over. So it's not addressing just one, but we are continually asked to do that. And at some point, it's going to, I think, affect the counties, the money they're receiving, to whether or not we're able to do what we need to do. So that's the only thing I'm concerned about. And I realize that some places in the state have put some borders on that, on what we can, what a community can expect to be taxes eliminated for those projects.
Yep, Hassan Sheikh, Director of Economic Development. I appreciate the question, Commissioner. So for a lot of these projects, when they come through, we do take a look at it, and I can't speak fully towards it because I'm, again, from economic development side, we take the projects in, we take a look at it, but this would be more of a CFO M&B function. But just to speak generally and broadly, these things are taken into account. We do get ahead of these things, and that's also why we've seen our credit rating, our bond rating now be a AA bond rating. These are the things that we take a look at and make sure that we're taking account into, even when it comes to just what positions we're hiring on to think about the future. So absolutely, it's something that's on all of our minds, and it's something that we take a look at.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you.
Commissioner Kinloch.
yes, I'd like to, when I, because I know a lot of conversations like Commissioner Anderson mentioned has been out in the community about the impacts that these are having on local communities' ability to generate tax dollars. I can speak to Detroit. Many of these type of projects that are being requested are associated with properties that have been vacant for pretty much a generation. you need these type of tools to deal with investing in older communities where it's quite expensive to do that. And so I think a lot of it has to deal with education to individuals to talk about the benefits on the other side. Most of the time, like in Detroit, these properties aren't really generating any taxes. But then we may be giving these property tax reliefs, but there's other revenue, income taxes, and other things that's being generated by one redeveloping that property and moving bodies and people and individuals into those various facilities. My problem is when folks say they're going to do something and those projects don't come online, but when they do come online, the benefit is absolutely beneficial to not only that municipality, but also to the county.
And if I may add to that, Commissioner Kinloch, you're absolutely correct. Wayne County is the oldest county in the state. Thus, we have a lot of areas that have already been developed. So we're looking at old buildings that have been out of use for a long time. So when they get reactivated, you're looking at the creation of jobs, buildings and organizations coming back on tax rolls. You're looking at more tourism, more walkthrough, activation of surrounding areas in terms of economic development spaces as well. You see entire little corridors come back to life. And that's really what we look at from a larger impact level. And when you're passing items like this going through, it's more than just one item. You're looking at the entire area that's going to be activated and the amount of jobs that would be created and the years of impact that will be made, right? So
I'll follow up with one additional question. How many years are we talking about? Are these permanent? Are they for 5 years, 10 years? Are they till the property is redeveloped and producing income? Or do we know exactly, because these don't indicate to us how long of a period of time that they're in effect?
So some of these, again, you're seeing that they're coming from the city of Detroit's clerk, right? So we're taking a look at some of these, but I can follow back with you and get you more detailed answers on whatever you'd like.
There are other cities that are on this list.
Yeah, I was just saying as an example, but whichever one specifically you have questions on, would be
Okay.
happy to provide those answers.
If you would, just in general, maybe just take the ones that are on here and just to get us, I'd like some idea of
Okay.
how much money in tax dollars it means to Wayne County in particular, to waive those taxes.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner McCormick.
Yes, and to that point, I think in the future, maybe it could just be a added note.
It's inside of the staff report. The details are inside of the reports and stuff from staff.
Well, that's what I don't think they're in the
Talking
actual,
about the actual, what the recommendation is.
right,
It's not, so it's not in there?
right.
Okay, let me
Right.
show you.
We're gonna hear from the commission.
So, oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah,
the cost.
The
is- right.
cost associated in the years,
So,
the number of years, that would be good to know, that's all.
so through the commission, to the committee, through this honorable body, these are notices that are required by law to be sent to the county. They're generally sent to this body for notification purposes. So I don't even know if the department receives them all. Let me start there. You're talking
No.
about them, so my assumption is that you do, but you didn't say. I don't even know if the department receives them all, but these are notifications that, for example, to give you an opportunity to object or to make you aware. In most cases, these are not things the county's approving. You're not making recommendations, you're not approving them, they're just notifying you under the law. So if you want to attend a public hearing or maybe object to something, you have an opportunity to do so. But there is no county approval in these matters. In the department, again, I don't even think gets most of them, and we don't get that level of detail. So I don't even know from a county perspective if we've had the information to actually provide you with the information that you're seeking and
So,
requesting.
so you don't get like the dollar amount or
It's
the
usually
number of years?
It's usually like a one pager, be advised under this statute.
And that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Commissioner Kinloch.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, so the notice that's issued, so we may want to ask for additional information because the notice that they send out to the residents talk about how long the you know, because I get them all
Yeah.
the time, because I live in district.
Yeah,
Of-
so
How
just-
long it is, and then what the, you know, what they're looking for. I'm saying the notice that they send to the residents.
To speak to that a little bit, commission staff, I appreciate you took the words out of my mouth. So a lot of times, if, you know, we've been able to build relationships with a lot of the cities as well. So out of, you know, just, you know, good relations, we'll be made aware of certain things, but these don't come to us generally. They come straight to this body. And what's being sent out to the communities, that's done on. the
Oh, so you
community.
say it comes straight to us, they don't even come to you all?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's just, they just complying with this minimum requirement in the statute, yeah.
That's the value of it then.
And I guess to that point, I'm just wondering, how do we know what we're giving up if we don't get a report on it? That's all I'm just saying.
Johnson,
Full time legislature.
any answer for that?
And I think that was the point
And-
um, Commissioner Anderson was making, so.
You don't.
Do we really want to get into the weeds of local communities and their?
Yeah, so, and just to kind of just,
I know, understand, but responsibility.
yeah, so, and as Commissioner Kinlock mentioned earlier, these kinds of items make huge impacts in communities from an economic development standpoint, you know, so the reason why they come over here, if you were to want to get more knowledge, if you were to go to the local meetings, because a lot of these items go through community meetings and community engagement meetings prior to coming here, you know, I think getting a calendar or a schedule of those and engaging on the community level and going to those meetings, you get all the answers to your questions.
Yeah, I've attended some when I
Yeah.
caught my attention.
That wouldn't be possible for us to go to all 43 communities to just figure out what we're giving up in taxes. So to me, it would just be an easy ask, if you can, just ask the municipalities to provide the number of years to this brief statement, you know, X number of years and X number of tax dollars, if possible. I don't know.
Mr. Chair, since that comes directly to us, we all have individual staffs. We all have, get these notices ahead of time, then we could, you know, actually ask our staff, because I have my staff impacts communities to reach out to those cities for additional information. So I'm just saying, if there's some, because this comes directly to us, and I think that we should, you know, if there's something that catches our eye, then we should, you know, dig a little deeper, utilizing our office staff.
Okay, Commissioner Palomera?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just for a little historical perspective on this issue, this very topic came up 7, 8, 9 years ago about should the county have say in whether or not to allow these tax breaks. And it was a huge fight. And it was determined then it's not a fight worth having with the local units of government who are governed by state law. And so the county just said, okay, we'll receive and file, and that's it. And as you mentioned, it's for the betterment of the community. They're making that decision. And the county was not going to intervene and say, not so fast, you're costing us money. It's just not a fight worth having then, and I don't think it is worth having now.
Thank you.
Any other question?
Just one last
Commissioner
statement,
Gardner.
and I'm not asking to fight over whether we provide it or not. I think just for information, that we have the information. And I think that's just.
I agree with you. No problem if.
Mr. Chair, just to follow up,
Commissioner
the
Anderson?
only thing I'm concerned about is what it costs the county, not what the individual community, if they want the development and they want to waive the taxes for the properties for these different districts that are being created that provide tax exempt benefit to the developer. That's not what I'm talking about for those communities making that decision, but I'm talking about what the result to the county is, in what the county is giving up in taxes. And is it, so I think we have a right to know how much that is, on these projects. And, I'm all for development, and I think that, you know, it serves its purpose in a lot of most cases, if not all cases, but we don't even get that information. So that's all I'm asking for as well.
I agree with you. In the long term, any new development would enhance the value of the property, and the value go up, the tax revenue would come. In the end, it's a win-win situation for everybody, really. I think be more educated about the issue and ask more questions. It's very healthy. I have no problem with that at all. Good discussion.
Thank you.
But I think we have our attorney want to
To
say
the
something.
committee, if I
Counsel?
may suggest, that we talk to our Assessment and Equalization Director, Scott. It would seem that if the communities or if there's a tax issue, he should already have that information in the reports that he's receiving. And if he doesn't, it's probably something that we can't practically get as a county. So I would suggest maybe starting there and just simply seeing what information the county already has, and if that information is already included in the overall reports and assessment evaluations that this body approves, that we just don't know that level of detail of. So it's possible that we have it, because if Scott doesn't have it, I doubt if MB does. We'll be able to get it. So we can start there just to see what information, and then if not, then perhaps what we could do is just make sure that these notices get to the individual commissioners for your districts in a timely manner. So if you want to follow up or go to the public hearings, you have an opportunity to send your staff to do so.
Excellent. Good point. Agree with that. Any other question? Not motion been made and supported. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those who agree signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. To approve item 1 to next item, please.
Moving to the addenda, item 11, requesting commission approval of a comparable source professional services agreement with the Detroit Historical Society for the Wayne County History Exhibition Series Program.
Good morning.
Good
Hassan
morning.
Sheikh,
Mr.
Director of
Chair.
Economic Development, long time no see. The last time this agreement was presented to this body, there were some concerns that were brought forth to us. Language that was regarding alcoholic beverages. There's questions whether the community supported the project, and there's requests on more details on specific budget line items. We've brought the agreement back and have addressed those concerns to the best of our ability. The current version specifies only non-alcoholic beverages will be served. It reflects strong community support with 42 out of 43 communities in favor, and the remaining community has not said no. We're just waiting on a response, and we're anticipating a support there. So hopefully all 43 communities would be in favor. And then it also includes additional budget breakdown details that were provided to the commission staff. As with our agreements that we try to do more than anything else, once the subcontractors are identified, they'll be reviewed and submitted to commission staff to receive and file. With that, I'm happy to answer any further questions.
Any question for Mr. Sheikh? Commissioner Clemente?
We just got this morning, so I was looking through it.
You-
When is this supposed to take place? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Lucius Anthony, Assistant Director, Economic Vitality. As soon as commission approves, we're going to get started.
Okay. I appreciate all the due diligence you did in getting
Absolutely.
everyone on board. I think that makes good governance. Thank you.
Absolutely.
eh, Commissioner Anderson?
Thank you. I guess one of the questions or concerns that I had from the very beginning also, and which was expressed at the last time we had this before us, is what we could be doing with the $575,000 and rather than for this. Would it not be wiser for us to use that to hire additional sheriff's deputies or to do something else long-term that's going to benefit the community, the county? So anyway, that's, I just express that I will be, unless I hear something remarkable, I'd say that I would not be supporting this. Thank you.
Any other comment? Commissioner McGurk?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The subcontractors that we currently don't have any information on, what areas would you look at or for these contractors? What will they be doing? the subcontractors?
Yes, some of the subcontractors, we're talking about technical support, tables, tablecloths, some of those would be some of the subcontractor expenses.
Okay, because the Detroit Historical Society is going to do the bulk of the work in putting together the displays. Is that correct?
Well, they're gonna hire staff, right, to do a lot of the research, the background research. So that's where a good portion of the funds come in, as far as doing the actual research and working with the communities.
And the one of the things about this project, for us, where we saw that we saw it as a good investment, is it highlights each community. There's 43 communities across this county. And over again, we like to make sure that we tell folks there's 43 communities. The best way for us to be able to do that, bring attention to each community, is to give them a space where they can, where not only tell folks their story, but also for future tourism, when it comes to future business investment, things of that nature, really highlighting the communities and what their history is. So this project as a whole will have a lot of benefits to all the communities that are going to be highlighted.
Any other question? If not, motion in order.
We have a motion by Commissioner Kenlock and a support by Commissioner Palomero.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those who agree signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose? One nay. Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Next item.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
I have none.
G, public comments.
Anybody from the public in the room like to make a comment? Any public comment in the room? We have any email?
No emails were received.
Anybody on the phone?
There are no hands raised on Zoom.
Thank you. For the last time, any person from the public like to comment? Hearing none. Next item.
Move
Adjournment.
to adjourn.
Motion been made and supported.
quick.
All those who agree signify by saying aye. I beat my